Well, happy holidays, Craftinistas. I'm back with day 2 of my 25 days of Christmas. So I am using this old paper pad in case anyone was wondering. I just wanted to show this is an old K & Company paper. I am using what's in my stash this holiday. And I am taking a sheet of paper that's 9 1/4 by 9 1/4. And I am scoring it at 1 3/4 by 7 1/2. Then I'm just going to rotate it 90 degrees and I'm going to score it again at 1 3/4 and 7 1/2. Then once I do that, I am just going to fold all the score lines down. Then I am going to take my scissors and cut up the 4 corners just till I reach the line. Then I am going to fold them in, fold them inward, and it's going to help create my little box. So once I fold those in, it's going to create the box like so. So I'm just going to take some score tape, press down on it, and then once I've got all that in, I am just going to secure my box. So I've made this little box just out of some paper that was in my stash, and I didn't have to go out and buy anything for this gift. So the bottom is ready to go. Now I am taking another sheet of paper, and this one is going to be 9 5/16 by 9 5/16, and I am again going to score it at 1 3/4 and 7 1/2, and then I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, and then I'm going to do it again and score it at 1 3/4 and 7 1/2. And this time it's the lid, so I want to make an opening, and I do not have the steadiest hands whatsoever, so I'm doing my best. I just used a die cut. I used a die and I used a metal ruler here and tried to make a nice opening. I wanted it to be in the 3.5 inch range, 3 inch range. So I used one of my die cuts there and I just cut this out. And I wish I was playing around, and I wish this die cut would have actually cut the inner out. I would have used it to make a border, but it didn't. So I was playing around, and I recently picked up this window die here, and then although the sides don't actually cut out, I just cut it out myself and trimmed off the edges here, and I used some gold paper and then popped out all the little pieces since I was dying to use this little window, and got it prepared to go. So in all actuality here, I was playing around and popped that on top and loved how that looked, and wish I would have just gone ahead and glued that on first. But I did not. And I went on and grabbed these laminating sheets and used them to create this window. So I just took it to cut out a square, and in all actuality I would have popped the die window up first so the glue would have dried, and then put this on second. But I kind of liked how it turned out the other way, so sometimes a mistake can be better in crafting. So I cut this out first, then I turned it around, and grabbed my die cut pieces, and I thought, okay, I am ready to pop those on there. So I grabbed my glue and glued them down, and of course got glue on the window, tried to wipe it off, and it just smeared and made it look worse. And then I was a little upset, but I decided that I would make do, and I wasn't going to redo this over. I was going to use this, and that's what you do in crafting. You just keep going. So I pulled out my stickles and shook for some to come out, and tried to make a snow effect on the windows, and kind of liked how it turned out. I was going to make it where you can actually see through the packaging all the way through clear, but I kind of like the artistic way this turned out, where it's a little cloudy. You can see what's in there, but then it's a little overshadowed by the little snow. So then I sprinkled on some glitter and really made the effect go. So then after it dried a little bit, I took my scissors and continued just like the bottom and cut the bottom up, and then folded in the insides. And then I'm just going to go ahead and, after I get it all folded, just take some score tape and glue down those sides just like the bottom once I am done. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and secure on the rest of my sentiments and decorations. So since this paper had the little holly on it, I went on and took one of these flower sprigs from the Dollar Tree and glued that down. And I thought, of course, that matched the paper. Then I also had in my stash this Merry Christmas. This was like from the dollar spot in Target a while ago. And I just glued that down. And now I put my K-cups, and 9 fit in there perfectly. And then I took the top of my box and just pushed in the sides a little bit, and it fit right on. And you have this little handmade box ready to go with your K-cups. And it fits in there securely, and I love how it turned out. Like I said, you can see what's in there, but it has that little frosted look, and I love how it turned out. So thanks for watching. I hope you'll turn into the next one, and see you later, Craftinistas.